Hey, and welcome to Pitchcamp. Today we'll be talking about rates, more specifically rates inside of the application and how to use them and how to assign them to specific lots. So this is a basic view of what we'll be doing. This will be either reusing or defining a base rate. And a base rate can either have its standard rate, so no associated schedule rate, or it can have several schedule rate for each individual base rates. Once the base rates are defined, they're assigned to our lots, and one base rate can be reused for multiple lots, or you can have one base rate per lot. Each of these schedule rules will be applied based on the reservation time start date and end date. So let's have a quick look at it. So inside the application, to start configuring our base rates, we go to the main menu and min and rates. Here where we'll be presented with all our base rates. The current base rates that we have are in this grid view, and for each individual base rates we have schedule rates at the bottom. Once we select a individual base rate, we can see the available schedules that we have for each of them. You can also see the column if it has a scheduled base rate or not. It'll be a no or a yes. To edit an existing base rate, we double click on it and we can assign the daily, which is a nightly, weekly, monthly, and seasonal price. Once we're happy, we save the base rate, and by selecting the base rate, we can also either edit or add individual schedule rates. So currently for this schedule rate, I have $35 per night between May 23rd and May 25th. So let's go ahead and create ourselves a new schedule rate and base rate. So let's start off with the base rate. So we go up here at the top, we say new, and we're going to call this new base rate pull through. And then we're going to give it a nightly price. So in our case, we're going to give it something simple such as $10 and the weekly price. So the weekly price, normally what you would want to do is if you want to give them a discount, you could give it a specific rate. For example, so a 7-night stay for $10 per night would be a $70 weekly cost. So if, for example, we wanted to give them a discounted for a 7-day reservation, what we would do is we would change this to $60. And this will force the system on the 7th day, we will only charge $60 instead of 70. So let's go ahead and save this. And then we have our new pull-through rate of $10 per night and $60 per week. Now let's go ahead and test our new pull-through rate. So to test our new pull-through rate, all we need to do is click on the little running man, that's stay rate overview, and this is going to open up a panel where we can prefabricate what our rate's going to be for any given start and end reservation date. And the nightly rate is a $10 nightly rate. So let's go ahead and try out our new rate. To do so, let's click on the stay rate icon overview. And the first thing you'll be presented with are the reservation start date and end date. And this is only to test out our rates to see how they would play out in the total cost for a given stay. So in this current example, we have from May 1st to May 7th for a 6-night stay. And we can see the reservation timeline in the left-hand corner and the associated rates for each given night. Now let's do it for a 7-night stay. So let's change the end date to be on the 8th. Now we have a 7-night stay. So the nightly rate overview will show us the nightly rate for each given night. However, notice what happened now in the rate breakdown is we've collapsed our price to a weekly price of $60. And that's because our weekly price for this given schedule, this given rate, is of $60. So let's go ahead and try this again. And this time we're going to do it for a 8-night stay. So you can see now that the 8-night stay, we have the weekly cost of $60 plus that extra night of $10. So, and it's a total of $70. Now let's add a schedule to this base rate. So to add a schedule to the base rate, we're going to click on the new schedule. Well, first we need to make sure we have the proper base rate selected, and then we can add a schedule to this base rate. So what we're going to do is we're going to increase the price by $20 per night if the reservation falls between May 13th to May 14th. And let's save this. Now let's go ahead and try out our rate again. So let's go to the stay rate overview. And now we're going to modify our arrival time. So we're gonna say this reservation arrives on Friday night and departs on Monday. So it's a 3-night reservation. And you can see how this played out is we have the first night of $10, which is our base rate. And then we have the May 13th and the May 14th rate, which are the schedule rate that we've just defined. So you can see the little clock here in this icon is using the schedule pricing. And you can also see the individual nights. We have that little clock icon that indicates that we're using a schedule price, and also that it's a different rate for those 2 nights compared to the May 12th. Now let's go ahead and assign this new pull-through rate to a lot. So let's go to the lot panel, and we can see the current rate names that each individual lots are currently using by looking at the rate name column. And this rate name column can be modified in 2 ways. We can double click on each individual lot and select the appropriate rate in this pop-up window. And for example, our new pull-through rate can be applied to this lot by simply selecting it and saving it. So let's say we have several lots we need to assign this new rate to. The way we would do it is we would select the lots using the Shift key or the Control key from our keyboard. And this will allow us to pick and choose the lots that we wish to bulk update. So in this example, I have 4 lots selected: lot number 8, 9, 12, and 13. Once I have the lots selected that I need, I can go up to the bulk update menu and say rate name. And from here, I can select the new pull-through rate that we've just created, or if I desire to, I could select a different one. But in our example, we're just going to say pull-through. And we can see that the pull-through has a daily rate of $10, weekly rate of $60, and it does has schedule pricing. So if we save this, now our lot number 8, 9, 12, and 13 are using the pull-through rates. So let's go and do a new reservation on one of these lots and try out our new schedule. So let's go to reservation. And for this example, I'm going to go to the calendar view. So now we're going to find our lot number 8, and we're going to create a new reservation from May 12th all the way to May 15th. So on lot number 8, We're going to double click on Friday, May 12th, and we're going to extend our stay all the way to Monday, May 15th. Now, when hovering over the new reservation bubble, we can go to Camping Rate Overview and select the little icon. And this is going to show us the same representation of the rate scheduling we saw earlier, where we have the first nightly rate of $10, which is our base rate, and then May 13th and May 14th, which falls underneath our schedule rate pricing for $20 per night, for a total of $50. So going back to the calendar view, I can go in and add this reservation. And if I play through the reservation wizard, I'll notice now that lot number 8 is already pre-selected for me, and I'll just select the user, and I'll go through the reservation process without adding any add-ons, and I can come back at the end and we can see the camping amount for this reservation will be for a $50 amount. And again, we do have the stay over rate overview icon, which can be double checked, and we can see the exact overview of our pricing nightly and the breakdown for our rates. Now let's go ahead and save this reservation. And this reservation is now saved, and we can see the camping rate is a total amount of $50. And again, we have the stay rate over rate icon, which can be reused to either validate our price structure and our overview of the nightly costs.